My name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin. I've got what I think is the most heavily documented Corvette there may be in existence. 93 40th anniversary I just got from the original owner. He followed this car from day one when it was just a frame on the assembly line. I got a really neat story to tell with this car, which we'll get to in a minute. But I got 4 cars from a very fussy collector. He's an NCRS judge. I got 3 Corvettes and a Plymouth Prowler from him. And I can tell you, his emails to me were detailed. The whole transaction, he was so on top of things. I'm going to tell you all about this car. And if you go to volocars.com, that's where you get all the specs, pricing, photos, top to bottom of this car, his other 3 cars, and a few hundred collector cars that are all for sale. But for right now, why don't you join me? We'll go for a spin, and I'll tell you the really interesting story with this car. Normally I have the tops down. This is the 40th anniversary. It's that ruby red color. It's gorgeous inside and out. And they even have the ruby red top, which I think is really cool. I don't think they did too many colored tops. So that's why I have it up. It's in pristine shape. I think I have to pop the button from the other side to put it down. The body's never seen a body shop. They come with the chrome emblems on the exterior of the car. There are a few tiny rock chips on the front, but no damage, and the car is just in pristine condition. I'm telling you, this guy was and is fussy. Documentation really makes the car on this one, so why don't I show that to you first. Here's what makes this Corvette so special. I truly believe it's the most documented Corvette in existence. This is when and I got it from the original owner, this is when he was first dreaming about the car that was going to be coming out. And then he orders the car. And if you notice on every page, he's telling the story about what was going on, and he tells it like a story. It's really cool. Now he's on his way to go to the assembly plant to see his car being made. He has all sorts of extra paperwork, the visitor's card, a lot of paperwork that you would not get with a car. Now this specifically is his car. Nobody gets access to this. He made good friends with the quality control auditor who is in charge of making sure the cars are in pristine shape. And he describes what's going on. The frame just came out of being dipped. Now the body is coming together. If you take the time to read it, he did a great job, again, telling the story. It's refinished in the ruby red, 40th anniversary. Here's checking for any flaws. So he followed the car down the assembly line. Here's the build sheet taped to the hood of the car. So as it goes down the assembly line, they know how to build it. Again, follows the car through the whole process. His narrations are really interesting. You won't find this with any other car. Again, it comes with special documentation. There's also an emblem right here. There's one on the center console. Chevy was gonna put them in every car and actually decided to save money and not use them. This guy had a few in his toolbox, so they stuck one on this car and he gave him an extra one. There shouldn't be another one out there with it. There it is right there. And more paperwork. He actually got special permission to drive the car off the assembly line. Again, something that never happens. This is the quality control guide to make sure when the car was all done that it had no flaws or issues. And again, all sorts of paperwork and interesting literature and the story that comes with it. Now when his car was being delivered, he called the dealership and they said, well, we'll let you know when it gets here. He already knew where his car was. He stayed in touch with the transport of the car, so he knew his car was arriving before the dealership even knew it. And there it is. He drove it off the trailer himself. Here he is taking possession of the car. Here's the window sticker and all the paperwork that would have come with it. Again, obviously he knew this was a collector piece. He saved everything. He went home to his garage where it was put up on jack stands. And then the story just continues on here. It did go and win a Bloomington Gold Award. So more documentation. So this here is a really interesting story. I just kind of skimmed through it, but when you read it and hearing the original owner tell me about it was really cool. This was in the center console. It has everything in here, original literature and for the top, and then we got a box of goodies here that honestly I haven't even gone through. This is all the extras that the car comes with. All sorts of miscellaneous literature, extra keys, stuff that you probably normally don't get with one of these cars. Certificate of birth, a birth certificate, I've never seen that before. The NCRS award and the judging sheets. Bunch more literature, wheel and tires buyer guide. This is the original seat covers, the wrapper off the steering wheel, the paper floor mats, they say Corvette. Everything was saved and goes with the car. Here's the actual floor mats, the originals, model of the car. So this car is a really cool story. If you're into showing the car, you got a neat story to tell. And this, of course, all goes with it. Okay, now the car itself is, like I said, immaculate condition. It does have some beautiful custom wheels and tires. I have the originals. They still have the original tires. They're wrapped in plastic. There's pictures on our website. They go with the car as well. They've got hardly any miles on them. The car has 13,000 actual miles. And aside from a few tiny rock chips on the front end, the car is spotless. The rubber is soft. The glass is crystal clear. Both sets of wheels are pristine. It's never been repainted or touched up. Each car, I bought 4 cars from them, each one had the car cover seat belted in the passenger seat. That's how he is, just very particular. Inside the car is spotless. There's no dirt down in the buttons and knobs and crevices. The car is spotless. It has the 40th anniversary embroidered on the headrest, embroidered on the floor mats. Power sport seats on both sides. Got the vanity mirrors, all the power accessories, the premium stereo. Underneath the car is spotless. Look at the pictures on our website. Immaculate. These have the world's smallest trunk. That's where the gas is. You do have some storage space behind the seats. We'll open up the hood. And we'll start it up for you in a minute. And he was the type of guy, he has 2 lifts in his garage. I'm sure he got under these cars and he wiped them down because it's spotless underneath. It's spotless in here. He had to have actually got in here and kept this detailed and cleaned. Everything functions as it should. The paint even feels slick to the touch. Put your hand on it, it feels like Teflon. Putting daughters through college, that's why I bought the 4 cars from them. I had thought about putting the stock wheels on it so no one got the wrong impression that it's some custom car. I think these wheels look great. The original ones go with it. They're in immaculate condition. Right here where the top goes, you got a mild, rub mark that they all get. This car is about as nice as you'll find. The leather shows no wear at all. It looks like they've never been sat in. It's that nice. So visit volocars.com to read the whole story and get all the information. Plenty of ways on there to contact our staff. They'll help answer any more questions or about the process, shipping, financing. Let us help you out with that. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the best way of seeing these exciting cars as we put the videos out. I appreciate everyone who has been watching, and a lot more to come, so stay tuned.